So this is a little bit of breaking news. Anna Wintour is stepping down as editor-in-chief of Vogue after 37 years. So this is maybe breaking news for the fashion world, but I pay attention to things like this because the twist is, while Anna Wintour is making a big splash about stepping down as editor-in-chief of Vogue, she's not actually leaving. That decision reveals actually a massive problem that plague organizations everywhere. I'm Naomi Hadaway, and I help leaders and organizations navigate this very topic, succession planning. And what Wintour just did is a masterclass in how not to transfer power. Let me explain why this matters way beyond fashion. So here's what happened. Wintour announces that she's stepping down from American Vogue, but, and this is a big but, she's staying on as Condé Nast's Chief Content Officer and Vogue's Global Editorial Director. The translation of all of that is she's keeping control over the very empire that she built while someone else gets the day-to-day headaches. It's a little bit of a spicy take, but I think it's true. It's like saying I'm retiring, but I'm going to keep the keys to the executive suite. This isn't unique to fashion, and I see this everywhere. Nonprofit executives who become emeritus board members, tech founders who stick around as advisors, family business owners who promote their kids but never really leave. Here's what no one talks about. This approach kills organizations. When leaders won't truly leave, they create what I call succession theater. It looks like change, but nothing really does. Think about it from the successor's perspective. You get the fancy title, but every major decision has to go through the person who just stepped down. You're not leading, you're actually performing leadership while someone else holds power. I've worked with dozens of organizations trapped in this cycle, and the symptoms are always the same. Number one, decisions get mysteriously reviewed by former leaders. Innovation stalls because that's not how we've done it in the past. New executives constantly defer to their predecessors, and everyone is confused about who's really in charge. The psychology behind this is fascinating. These leaders genuinely believe that their organizations can't survive without them. They've become so intertwined with institutional identity that leaving feels like organizational death. The other thing that comes up is a lot of times if you've been marginalized, oppressed, underrepresented, all of those things, any connection to power, any connection to leadership, you grab hold of, and you also want to make room for other people. But the brutal truth is that when you design a transition that keeps you hovering over every decision, you're not protecting the organization. So what does this actually cost organizations? There's three things. First, it's stunted growth. Organizations that are led by shadow figures can't truly evolve. Innovation requires authentic authority, not permission from the previous regime. Secondly, there's confused accountability. When nobody knows who's really in charge, problems fester. Responsibility gets diffused because ultimate authority remains unclear. Third, and this is a big one, you are destroying your leadership pipeline. You literally cannot develop real leaders into someone else's shadow. Future executives need space to fail, learn, and establish their own credibility. Stakeholders, which that's a whole word that I'm working on getting out of my vocabulary. Interested parties, donors, partners, team members, they need clarity about who's driving the ship. Mixed messages, mixed signals erode confidence and commitment faster than anything else. So, what does authentic succession really look like? 3 non-negotiables. I'm liking the 3s for this video. Number 1 is a clear authority transfer. The new leader needs to have genuine decision-making power and not just a fancy title. If major choices and major decisions still flow through the predecessor, you haven't actually transferred leadership. You've just created really expensive middle management and some headlines. Number 2, you need defined exit timelines. Now, I'm not saying that Anna Wintour's retirement or exit doesn't have a timeline, but I'm just encouraging you to think about the fact that real transitions need hard deadlines for the predecessor's involvement. Advisory roles even need expiration dates, not indefinite extensions, which is one of the reasons why I am not a fan of emeritus board, because it continues on forever. Number 3 is board accountability when we talk about non-negotiables for authentic succession. This is where most organizations fail. Governance bodies really are the ones that have to enforce clean transitions, even when it's uncomfortable. Now, a lot of my founders watching this may be like, wait, I thought you were on my side. But allowing founders or long-term leaders to dictate succession terms isn't loyalty. It's actually board failure when you think about the governance and fiduciary responsibilities of a board. Now, a lot of times what happens is an exiting founder or exiting executive director or CEO wants to stay on for a little bit to help with the transition. Doesn't ever work well. It's really on the board to say, here's the clean transition timeline, the clean date that we will be handing over leadership. The organizations that thrive are those that master authentic leadership transfer. They understand that true legacy is not about maintaining control. It's about building something that can continue to flourish enough without you. Anna Wintour may have redefined fashion, but her approach to succession planning is a textbook example of what not to do. If you are a leader, ask yourself, are you planning to leave, or you just like a rearrangement of titles? If you're on a board, what does stepping down actually mean? The most successful organizations are not those that hold on to power. They're the ones that learn to let go. Here's the thing. If you have built something that cannot survive without you, you haven't built an organization, you've built a dependency. I'm curious what you think. Have you seen transitions that weren't really transitions? Have you experienced something where someone just couldn't let go? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if this resonates with you, please hit the subscribe button for more insights on leadership and organizational growth. And if you are so willing, send this on and share it with someone who needs to hear this message as well. I'm Naomi Hadaway, and remember that leaving well is the ultimate leadership skill. You can find more at naomihadaway.com. Thanks for watching. Da 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 da.